Hi everybody, the first activity is rescuing the toys from the muffin tray. As you can see, I've put a whole lot of toys in the muffin tray. I've tried to get as many colours as I want so that they can talk about the colours. And then it's taking tape, sellotape, any kind of tape that you've got, and putting them all, closing them all up and letting the kids rescue it. You can take big tape, you can tape it right across like that if you want to, depending on the ability of the kids. The little ones might not be able to manage so well, but you can put as much as you want. You can take it right to the other side of the thing so that they have to work really, really hard, cover them all up, and then ask the kids to rescue all of their toys. As you can see, I've taped it quite a bit, so they can either use their little pincer grip to try and pull it off, find the ends of it and pull it, or this is a great time to practice those cutting skills that we spoke about. Obviously, please watch them with the scissors, and then encourage them to cut the tape and to lift it up and to cut as much as they can to free their little toys. For the little babies, this is an activity just to heighten their sense of exploration and to also develop those little skills, those little fine motor skills. I've got plain wet wipe tubs, an empty one, and this one is the one that you can press and open, and I filled it with a whole lot of things that they are able to pull out. So encourage them, a cotton bud, and a feather, and a spongy, and a very long ribbon, and a scarf. So whatever you've got, fill it up so that they are able to grab it and to pull it out. If you don't have one of these wet wipe tubs or the empty one, you can just make your own. It's a Tupperware with a lid, and you just put a slit in the top of the lid. Fill it up with a piece of material or some wool, or I put some plastic bags in it. It might be much easier for them to pull it out, or just cut the thing bigger so that they can get it out easier. For gross motor, that's old-fashioned game, follow the leader, is excellent for developing all sorts of gross motor skills. You be the leader and you do all sorts of activities, different walks, or you can be hopping, or you can walk backwards, or hold your ankles and walk, climb under things, over things, and then encourage your little toddler to follow you and to do exactly what you're doing. Make it as interesting as you can and use as many different muscles and movements as you can, sideways, backwards, walking forwards, silly actions, marching, all of that stuff. And then you be the follower and let your little one lead and follow them. Messy play, all I've got is a tub of water and then some foam. You can get the fuzzy foam from Diskim, Nash Daddy's expensive shaving foam, or the Acorn Kids Kaleido foam, which is awesome. And then just, if you allow them to spray it, that's great for this skill. Otherwise, just let them spray and play. It has different textures. The shaving foam obviously makes a different texture, and mix it in with the water. Add some fishies so that they can become an ocean sensory bin. You can add ice to make it more exciting, different colors if you want to. You can add sponges and cloths and all sorts of things for them to play with. And then the foam can also be used on glass, on a window, which is great for writing skills, for this motion, and spraying it onto the window, and then just using their little hands to rub, to write, to whatever they want to add some little sponges, just to have fun. This is a really fun water play activity with a balloon. I filled it with water, and I've got some tape here. It's duct tape. You can also try and use plaster or masking tape. Stick it onto your balloon, as many as you want to. You start with just one, and you take your needle and you're going to poke it. Make sure you don't poke it where the air bubble is. Make sure you're poking where the water is. It's a little hole, and amazingly it doesn't pop, but it shoots everywhere, and it makes an awesome activity for the kids as they start to shoot you. You can make as many holes as you want. I do suggest you do this outside, and that you all have a balloon so that you can all shoot each other. Such cool fun. Play-Doh is still one of the best activities to strengthen hand muscles and little pincer grips. This is a wonderful activity. You don't need anything, any utensils. You can just encourage them to use their hands to mold it, to make a ball, to flatten it. And then this is so great. You can get toothpicks, encourage them to put the toothpicks, count them, 10 of them in there, and then put a cut straws onto each toothpick. Great eye-hand coordination and fine motor skills and fun. Another thing is those little pegs that you've got. They can also be awesome in sticking them in and then using their little pincer grips to get it out again. Another fun activity with Play-Doh is to wrap presents. Take your present, whatever, any toy that you want, and wrap it up in the Play-Doh and then encourage the kids to unwrap it. You can give them some utensils, knives, whatever you want to, or best is just to use their hands and to unwrap it and find their presents. And then it's their turn to wrap a present in the Play-Doh, hide it completely so they can present it to you for you to unwrap. For art, I just want to remind you, art doesn't have to be a wonderful, creative paint all of the time. Just plain old drawing is also so very important. The kids need to learn how to use that little pincer grip and to get control of their hands. You can use any drawing utensil. Twister, the plain pencil, nice is the teddy oil pastels, crayons, pencil crayons, pens. They always love to use mommy's pens, Cokies, nice thick wax crayons, whatever you've got. Of course, let them experiment. Even those highlighters, they are excellent. And then teaching your child to draw. They initially start holding it like this, which you need to correct. Always just gently take it out of their hand, put it into their pincer grip. If they don't have their pincer grip, ask them to make their little Tweety bird and to put it in there. And just keep on reminding them over and over, even if they keep on going back to that, go back to your pincer grip. And then teaching them to draw is also important. How to draw a circle, because they do start with just the scribbling. Circle is round and stop. Many of them just carry on going round and round. It's got to be a round and stop. If you want them to teach, if you want to teach them how to do shapes, draw little dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, or let's draw a square. Can you make a line from there to there? So it's just teaching them also their eye coordination, going from dot to dot. You can also teach them to go from one side of the paper right across to the other, crossing the midline, teaching them to use the entire page, to plan on their page, to go from corner to corner, make a big circle in the middle, and from that corner to that corner. Awesome for all of the different lines. You can also get them to trace. So here's my circle. Can you make a circle on my circle? And if they're old enough, they can trace. You can, if they're even older than that, you can ask them to trace around different objects. Here I've got a cool crocodile, which is so exciting. So using their little pincer grip and going all the way around. It really doesn't have to be perfect. It's just getting that whole motion going, using their crossing the midline, using two hands, one to hold it. And of course, this has all got to do with writing skills. And then the greatest thing is to trace around your hand. You put your hand down, encourage them to trace around your hand, let them put their hand down, trace around their hand as well. And then make drawing a family affair. Everybody put their hands down and trace. Draw a picture, color in a little picture together. It's awesome. It's getting them used to writing utensils and control. To make a little hole in with the and then